Good evening and welcome to My Time, UC Davis Integrative Medicine's Gentle Yoga class. I'm Maureen Craig and I'm your host this evening. And I'm just checking in here on the chat to see if I have any questions or answers or a way to connect with you. So if there's anything in particular you're looking for in class tonight, please do let me know. I have a gentle yoga class planned and I hope you enjoy that. So just kind of checking in on this, and I don't see anything at this point. You know, when you do log in, you're always welcome to send me a message even before the class starts, and that would be great. Okay, and a thank you from somebody. Great. All right, I'm glad that you're all hearing me, and we've got our check from IT, so I think we're ready to move forward. I'm going to push my little table out of the way, and then we'll come down to our mat. And as promised, we're going to have a little more gentle class this evening. And so I'm going to have us begin by coming down to our mat. Just going to push my shoes off. So if you're not on your mat already, coming down into a seated posture and then reclining on our mat. So laying down on your mat, let your body take up a little bit of space, letting the feet come away from each other and the arms a little bit away from the side of the body. And then let's just settle in this moment. So take a nice big breath in and a slow, long exhale. Repeating that 2 or 3 times. You don't really have to watch the screen at this point, just listening to my voice and checking in with your own experience. A nice full breath in and a slow exhale. And one more time with that breath. And then I want to teach you about a breath retention or holding the breath and how to do that. So we're going to use our tongue to press into the soft palate, the back of the mouth, to hold the breath. So fill up the body with an in-breath and then press the tongue into the soft palate. And while you're holding the tongue there, let go like you're relaxing the body, like you're exhaling, but of course the breath is blocked. Holding for 3, 2, 1. And then release the tongue and let the breath slowly leave the body. All the way to the end of the exhale, and then fill up the lungs again. Press the tongue into the soft palate, holding for 5, letting go in the body, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Letting the exhale be complete. And then inhale at the bottom all the way to fullness. Press the tongue in. Release the body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let the breath go. And then turning to the more natural breath, the native breath. And just watching the breath in the body. We use our attention almost like a flashlight in the body. As you scan through the body, looking for areas where you might be holding tension, or maybe an area of the body that might need a little special attention tonight because it's sensitive. We want to honor the experience that's here in the body. And then bringing your attention to your heart and perhaps even placing your hand on your heart as you check in with the emotional body. And just inquiring of yourself, how am I doing in this moment? And welcoming whatever you find. Whether it be a pleasant or a difficult emotion. We offer no resistance. We accept what is here, knowing that all the emotional states flow through us. Breathing with it and offering it kindness, especially if there is a difficulty present. And then we'll begin by taking the palm of the right hand and placing it on the forehead, right between the eyebrows there. And just a light pressure right there on the forehead, the third eye. And let that be a signal to kind of let go of that tension that we sometimes hold around the eyes, in the forehead. And you might take the fingers of both hands and kind of run them up the bridge in the nose and then out across the eyebrows, letting the eyebrows drift apart just a bit. And then bringing the fingertips to the temples, just making some little circles there on the temples. Breathing in fully. And a slow exhale as you release tension. And then slide the fingertips down to between the jaw. So let the lower jaw unhinge just a bit and feel what's called the buccal muscle that resides right between the upper and lower jaw. And just take a moment as you unhinge the lower jaw and draw some circles right there on that buccal muscle. Releasing any tension. Nice big breath in. And a slow exhale. Clasp the hands into each other and reach them overhead towards the wall behind you and bring the feet together, lengthening out like in a full stretch. And then bring the heels right up behind the hips so your knees are now facing up towards the ceiling. We're going to take a few bridges here just to warm up the spine. So bringing your elbows out in a cactus, so about equal with the shoulder, and the hands towards the sky. And then bring your attention to the abdomen. Fill the breath, the belly with the breath. And on the exhale, let the navel push down towards the earth. That small of your back is going to disappear as the spine pushes towards the earth. Fill up again. Exhale, push it down. Let the tailbone rise up just a bit. Inhale, fill the belly. And this time, roll up into your bridge. And then on the exhale, inhale on vertebrae by vertebrae, draw the tailbone down towards the heels. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. 2 or 3 times, just following your breath as you bring the spine along the earth. We like to keep the spine very mobile. Finish the one you're on and then take one more. Then you can bring the hands either behind the ears or rest them on the thighs, and we'll be lifting our heart up towards the knees. So squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core and press the low back down as you reach the fingers up towards the knees. Inhale as you soften back. Exhale, squeeze the core, coming up, lifting through the heart, keeping the neck long. Follow your breath. Inhale back, exhale up. Inhale and exhale. Finish the cycle you're on and take one more. And then as you come back, bring your arms back into cactus, and this time we're going to put our shins in tabletop. The knees are directly over the hips. Use the elbows to counterbalance you, As you drift the knees off to one side, inhaling, exhale up towards the center. Inhale off to the other side. Exhale up. And repeat with the breath. Keep the core engaged and keep pressing that small of the back towards the earth. Breathing. Check in with the knees if they're kind of creeping forward. Try and keep them right over the hip points. These exercises for the core really keep our spine in good condition. Finishing the cycle you're on and taking one more. And then placing the heels again back behind the hips, caging the ears or the entire head, just having the hands behind the nape of the neck. And this time as we come up, we're leaving our heels on the earth and we're going to bring the right shoulder towards the left knee. So getting our obliques here. Inhale, left shoulder towards the right knee. Inhale back, exhale as you twist. Back and forth with the breath. Working those twisting muscles that wrap our core. Taking one more. And resting back. Cleansing breath. And then we're going to roll over onto our abdomen. You might be saying, hey Maureen, you said this was going to be a simple class or a gentle class tonight. Of course, we do need to always take care of our core. So we always include a little bit of that. So once you're on your abdomen, reach the fingertips out at a diagonal. In our seal posture, spread the fingers and make your neck nice and long with the back of the head equaling up with the shoulder blades. As you inhale, pull the hands towards you and lift the heart just a bit, keeping the lower spine tight to the earth. So helping increase our curve on our thoracic spine, opening there. And breathing. 2 or 3 breaths. And then draw that elbows right underneath the shoulder points, coming to Sphinx posture. So if you find yourself sinking into the shoulders a little bit, try and press into the elbows. And you can also move the elbows a little bit forward if that's helpful. The heart is forward and the back of the head is level with the shoulder blades. And breathing. Activating our back muscles. Stretching open the front. And now moving the hands right underneath the shoulder points, we're going to take Cobra. So again, zipping the legs together and really stretching long through the neck, and on the inhale, lifting through the heart. Exhale, soften. Inhale, soften the hands, but lift through the heart. Exhale, soften. Inhale, lift. And soften. Now we're going to take a gaze over the shoulders. So press into the left hand as you look over the left shoulder and lengthen through the left toe. In, exhale down. Inhale on the other side. Press into the right hand. Look over the right shoulder. Lengthen through the right toe. Exhale down. Again over the left. And down. And right. And down. Once more each side. And again. And then returning to your cobras. 3 cobras. Inhale up. And soften. Again. And soften. And inhale. Fold the hands underneath the forehead. Release the forehead to the hands. Bend the knees and gently wiper the heels left and right. Cleansing breath. When you're ready, walk the hands back as you bring your hips to your heels. And you can sit on a block or you can sit on your heels, whatever is comfortable for you. We're going to take a few little neck stretches here. Pay attention to what's happening with our neck. So just feel the neck getting nice and long. Just going to move forward just a little bit so you can see me a little better. And I like to sit on a block. Okay, feel the neck there, nice and long. And then lean the head away from the left shoulder. So just feel that leaning away as the left shoulder drops down. And then slowly round it down. Chin comes down towards the chest, all the way to the center. Inhale the head straight up. Now we're going to do the other side. So lean away from the right and let the right shoulder come down and back. And then slowly drop the chin to the chest, roll it down to the center, inhale it up. And then roll the shoulders forward, up towards the ears, and back down. Again, roll the shoulders forward, up towards the ears, and then together and down. And swim the shoulders just a little bit to keep things comfortable and lubricated. Fantastic. Come on over onto your hands and knees. We're going to come into a cat-cow motion, and tonight we're going to be threading the needle. So having the hands directly underneath your shoulder points and the hips underneath, the knees underneath the hips. And we'll take a little cat-cow motion here. So for cat, spine goes up. And for cow, you tuck the toes and bring the gaze a little bit forward, and the hips go up. So follow your breath here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, Bittilasana or cow posture. Exhale, Marjariasana or angry cat. And then pausing in table, inhale the left hand up and thread the needle. As you bring it down, slide it underneath you and let the shoulder and ear come towards the mat. And just honoring the degree of flexibility you have here, cleansing breath in the stretch. Bring the left hand back to the mat, and we'll do that on the other side. Inhale the right hand up. Exhale, slide it underneath the arm of the left side. As you bring the arm forward, let the shoulder and ear come towards the mat, cleansing breath. Bring the right hand back to the mat. We'll walk our hands back. Bring the left hand into the left heel and sweep up in a dancing camel. So reach the arm high, squeeze the glutes, open the front body, contract the back body, and then switch. Right hand lands on the heel. Open the front body as you turn the heart to the right. Inhale and switch. And switch. And then there's the variation of taking a full camel. So you can do it with tuck toes or open toes and just open the chest in that little bit of a back bend there. And releasing and coming forward. And we'll repeat that move again. So hands underneath the shoulder points, a little cat-cow. This time raising the right hand first. Exhale, thread the needle. Cleansing breath in the stretch. Inhale, bring it back to the mat. Inhale the left arm. Exhale, thread the needle. Cleansing breath. Bring the hand back to the mat. Walk the hands back. Coming into the version of camel that's right for you this evening. Squeezing the glutes, opening the front body. And walking the hands forward. Coming all the way forward to our plank posture, tucking the toes, option to keep the knees down, and push back towards child's pose or to down dog. If you're in down dog, drop your heels a little bit, soften your knees, and press the chest back towards the thighs. Inhale, float it out to plank or modified plank with the knees down. Exhale back to child's pose or to down dog. Use your breath back and forth between these positions. Inhale, plank. Exhale, child's pose or down dog. Lengthen out from fingertips to tailbone. Inhale and exhale. And then all of us bringing our knees down, tucking the toes as you walk the hands back. We'll come into a squat. So a little balance if this is available to you on the feet. And then press your hands into the mat as you raise the hips up and pedal the feet just a little bit on the mat. If your hands aren't quite reaching the mat, you can put a block underneath your hands. Try to let the neck release here in this forward fold with a nice nod, yes. And then turn the head side to side. Now we'll come to a halfway lift. Walk the hands up the shins to right below the knees and lengthen out the spine. So think tailbone to crown, like it's really pulling you forward. Feeling the inner thighs even spinning towards the back wall. Take a big breath here. Exhale, scoop the navel in. Inhale, fill. Exhale, fold. A little softness in the knees. Draw the heart towards the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep those arms behind you. Squeeze the glutes. Come to tall mountain and release. Now we're in a standing position and we're ready to kind of start some of our flow. So just check in with your body, how it's doing. One of the things that I really encourage you is to keep checking into your own experience. This practice is very much about learning to listen, because I'm giving you some soft instructions here, but it's really about that listening to your own body that's going to help you the most in caring for your experience, knowing when to challenge yourself a little and when to back away and be a little more gentle. So we were talking a little bit about how we care for the body, and much of the day we're kind of over our computers or our devices, and so we're kind of in a forward motion, and yoga is very much about strengthening the back body and stretching open the front body. So we're going to take a few little movements that help us in that motion. This is called mountain pose, where we're standing on our heels, weight in our heels, arms are open, and then tall mountain is when the arms go up, okay? So we can kind of open up the front body a little bit more if we step one foot back and feel that stretch by lifting the heart. And then coming back to mountain, inhale to tall mountain with the step back. We call this dancing mountain, okay? So we're dancing it back and forth. So inhale it up, let the front body get a good stretch. Exhale, come back to mountain. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, step it back. Now the foot is optional. You can just do the arms, or if it's fun for you to dance, then push one foot back at a time. Inhale, open. Exhale, step back. And of course, at any point, if you're feeling like your balance is being challenged, That's a perfect time to bring a chair in place, just to rest one hand on a chair as you're working just one side. Okay, so up to you. Now we're going to add another step, and that's our star. So with star, we're going to open the body this way, draw the shoulder blades together and the footsteps out. You can kind of see the star as the 5 points, okay? But we're floating one foot and then coming home. Inhale, open. Feel the shoulder blades come together. Exhale, home. Inhale, open. And home. Open. And home. And now we'll combine dancing mountain and twinkling star. So inhale, sweep it up. One step, foot steps back. Exhale. Other side. Inhale. And exhale. Now the star. Open and close. Open and close. Back to mountain. Inhale it up and down. Inhale, open. Feel the stretch across the chest. Exhale. Inhale, star. Draw the shoulder blades together. And the other side. One more time. Inhale it up and down. Inhale it up and down. And then open in the star and back. And the other side and back. Beautiful. Okay, now let's go ahead and move to the top of our mat. And we're going to have a little flow practice. So we'll find ourselves at the top of our mat in mountain posture. And we were talking a little bit about the spine, and we're going to work a little bit on side bends. And you can see when you do a side bend that you're strengthening one side that's contracting while you're stretching the side that's opening, right? And then you switch. So we're going to begin that way. So standing in your mountain posture, place your left hand on your left hip, reach up through the right arm, and exhale as the right hip sweeps out and you get a good side bend. Really engage the core. Inhale through the center, draw that core in, stretch to the other side. Another variation is to just bring both arms up. And this is where it's important for you to draw your attention into your core and see what is the right degree of challenge on the side bend. So I like to interlace my hands, feel that length in the body. Exhale, side bend. Inhale up. Exhale to the other side. One more time, tall, side bend. Inhale, and the other side. Releasing the hands, and we're going to take a chair pose here. So sweeping the arms back, lowering the hips, feeling the weight landing in the heels. Let your heels push away from each other. That helps engage the back of the legs. So feel the strength in your legs. The knees are right over the ankles here. For the second toes, you want to be able to see your toes just a little bit beyond your knees. Lift through the heart and the option to raise the arms. You can also cross your arms on your chest. And breathing, Utkatasana. This is known in Sanskrit as the difficult pose. I guess sitting in a chair is a difficult posture. Breathing here. And with your next exhale, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, lengthen out the spine. Exhale, fold, and step back for your plank. We're going to take a side plank here. So bring your right knee down and roll the left foot in. Stack your shoulders for a side plank. Now, some of you may want to have another variation. So press that foot in to the mat, and then you can bring the foot forward into an extended leg side plank. You can also stack your feet is another way. So you choose what's right for you. And then returning to plank for one breath. And then bringing the knee down on the other side, side plank. And extending the leg if you'd like to, or stacking the leg. One breath here. And return to plank. Exhale, down dog or child's pose, cleansing breath. Float yourself forward to plank. Bring the right knee down and the left knee down, and then step the right foot forward, coming into a modified warrior one. So just take your hands on your hips and let your hips sink a little bit towards that forward knee. And it may be helpful for you to have a block on the inside of that right foot. Inhale a little bit back, and then exhale, let those hips sink a little bit towards that heel. Option to raise the arms up and even letting them widen. I find when I let my arms come out a little bit to the side, the heart can lift just a little bit more. So you check in with yourself. Keep the spine long and the back of the head even with the shoulder blades. And then on the exhale, we're going to fold forward and we're going to take hurdler stretch. So draw that right hip back and lengthen out through the spine and let the heart fold towards the knee. I'm going to move my block so you can see my foot a little bit better here. Draw the toes back towards the nose and lengthen out through the back of that right leg. And then walking the hands forward, we'll come into runner's lunge. So tuck the back toes and draw the left kneecap up the leg. Plant the left hand down and take your dragonfly twist. Turn the heart towards the knee, the right hand towards the sky. Bring the right hand down and take the block to the inside of that right foot. So we're in a runner's lunge, and I like to do it supported because it lets me get my heart to come forward a little bit more. Then on the exhale, draw that right hip back, and we're going to fold into pyramid. Now when you fold into pyramid, you won't be able to see me. So why don't you watch me one time first, and then you can do this pose. So coming from runner's lunge, pull the hips back and gently fold towards that right knee. A lot of stretching in the back of the right leg, both heels at 6 o'clock. Okay, so now you go ahead and do it. Come to runner's lunge. Exhale, bring that hip back, and your gaze is at the back heel. Don't want you looking at the screen right now. We want you to look towards your back left heel. Inhale forward, runner's lunge. Exhale, pyramid. And now softening that right knee over the right ankle, we're going to come to extended side ankle. So the left heel comes down and the toes are off to 9 o'clock. Place your right elbow on your right knee. And this is also a time where you could use the assistance of a chair. So just having it here as you're coming up to these standing poses can be helpful, okay? So if it isn't working for you to just rest on your own knee, use the chair as assistance. Reach that heart, your heart is turning open, and that left hand reaches up to the sky, and slowly let it come into that spear-like angle from the left heel all the way through the left fingertips. And breathing. 2 or 3 breaths here. Now we're going to come up into warrior 2. So you can place your hand on the mat or just sweep it up. And in warrior 2, the arms are parallel to the earth. Check in with that front knee. You want it solid over the ankle or second toe. And then let your shoulders soften. Fingertips reaching for infinity and breathing. Finding a softness in your face. And yet a warrior-like heart. Now straighten that forward knee. We're going to come into Trikonasana or triangle. Let the left hip come back a little bit. Reach the arms forward and then gently rotate the arms. So you come into triangle. One reaches for the sky and the other for the earth. Keep the neck long and comfortable. Breathing. 2 or 3 breaths here. Then feel a lightness in the left fingertips and feel that lifting, and rotate yourself all the way up. Reverse triangle. 3 breaths. Option to look at that hand in the sky or wherever feels best for your focus, so you feel stable in your posture. Again, the hand could be on the chair to support you. 3 breaths. Coming back to warrior 2, soften that forward knee. And then windmill the hands, coming down to the earth. And we'll step the right foot back to meet the left. And we're going to take a little flow here of our planks again, and you choose what's right for you. So side plank, turning the heels down to the right or using the knee down to the right, or the extended leg side plank, whichever is best for you. Coming back through center. Exhale, heels off to the left. Returning to center and push the hips back to child's pose or down dog. 2 to 3 cleansing breaths. Floating forward to plank. Bring the knees down, and let's bring the left foot forward for our modified warrior 1 on this side. So letting the hips come down towards that forward knee. And reaching the arms up and or out in a little bit of a Y. Breathing. 2 or 3 breaths here as you stretch the front of the psoas on the right. Exhale, fold. Draw the left hip back, hurdler stretch. Option to draw the toes towards you. Lengthen out the spine, fold the heart towards the knee. Breathing. 2 or 3 breaths. Walking the hands forward, plant the right hand down, tuck the toes, runner's lunge. Draw the right kneecap up the leg. Right hand plants, turn the heart towards the knee. Runner's lunge twist. 2 or 3 breaths. Bring the left hand down and bring a block along with you. If you're like me, I like to use a block here. Lift the heart, runner's lunge. Exhale, draw the left hip back, pyramid. Let the heart fold towards the knee. Inhale, runner's lunge. And exhale, pyramid, stretching out that back of that left leg. Couple more times with the breath. And as you bring the left knee forward over the ankle, drop the right heel down, toes are off to 3 o'clock. Bring the left elbow to the left knee, opening into extended side angle. First, the right hand goes to the sky and then over the ear. Always the option to support yourself with the chair. 2 or 3 breaths here. Really draw that core in. Pubic bone to tailbone. Sweep the top arm back, coming to your warrior 2. Feel the shoulders drift away from the ears. 2 or 3 breaths here. Check in with the left knee that it's right over the ankle or the second toe alignment. Draw the right hip back as you straighten the left knee. You might feel the relief as that muscle softens. And then float the arms out. And another way to take Trikonasana, we're going to turn our heart towards the front of the room, or in my case, it's away from you, placing the left hand on the inside of the calf and stacking the shoulders, or you can bring the hand to a block, whatever works for you. The important thing is to rotate the heart to the side. So if you end up just with your hand inside the ankle, the thigh, that's fine as well. Anywhere along that leg is fine. Try to avoid the knee. Breathing in triangle. 2 or 3 breaths. And then sweeping to reverse triangle. Hand to the sky. And then softening the knee back to warrior 2. Windmill the back arm over. Both hands come to the mat and step the left foot back to meet the right. Coming into your plank, dropping your knees, bringing the chin down in the chest. Inhale into your cobra and exhale. Push the hips back towards child's pose. 2 or 3 cleansing breaths. You can also rest in down dog if that feels better for you, your variation. And then walking the hands forward, coming into plank. 1, 2, 3 breaths, up to you. Don't let the low back sway. And then walk the knees through the arms and unfold yourself onto the mat. And I'm going to just push my chair a little bit out of the way here. Bring your block along with you and slowly unwind your body onto the mat. We're going to take and bring the block here underneath the sacrum. So bridge up enough to slide the block underneath the sacrum. Roll the shoulder blades under and bring the knees in towards the chest and float the heels to the sky, Viparita Karani, or legs up the wall. And just let the body restore a bit here in this posture. Cleansing breath. And release. And again, a big breath in. And letting go. With the next breath, let the heels drift apart. 2 or 3 breaths. And bringing the heels back together. And the knees towards the chest. Then lengthen through the left leg as you let the right leg go long. We're going to do a little scissor kick stretch here, getting your hands behind the left calf. And then switching behind the right calf and let the left leg go long. And switch. And switch. And switch. Once more. And then bringing both knees again towards the chest. And we'll take eye of the needle. So place your right ankle over the top of the left knee and just press the right knee a little bit away with the right elbow and both hands behind the back of the left thigh. Draw the toes of the right foot back towards the knee. And then just rock just a little bit here to feel that stretch is going to be in the outer right hip. Keep drawing that left knee towards you and pressing the right knee away. And softening. And then we're going to switch, bringing the left ankle across the right knee and pressing the left knee away. Both hands slide behind the right thigh as you draw the right knee towards you and press the left knee away with the elbow. A little rocking might help you find that stretch in the outer left hip. Seems to intensify for me if I lean off a little bit towards the right. Keeping the toes on the left foot drawn back and breathing. And releasing. Bringing the heels back down to the earth. Push into the heels to lift your hips up and take the block out from underneath you. Now we'll roll over onto our left side and we'll have our knees in a 90-90 position, meaning a 90 degrees at the hips, 90 degrees at the knees. Take your block and place it underneath the head so your neck is kept comfortable. Reach the top arm out towards me, and we're going to open our arms like a book, letting the right shoulder come down towards the earth as you open up. Big breath in, and exhale, close the book. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. And you can continue that motion, or if you'd like to, take a full 360 range of motion. Open up over your head to the open spot, and then sweep it down and around back to close the book. Open the circle up towards the top, all the way around, down towards the hip, and back to close. And you choose what works for you, using your breath. And finishing the one that you're on, and then let's roll over to the other side. Bringing the knees and the hips into that 90-degree position. Reach the top arm out over the top of the bottom arm, and then open the book. Letting the shoulders come open as far as is comfortable for you, and then exhale, close the book. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Or sweep the big circle, sweeping the arm up, out, down, and closed. Big circle. Two or three times with the breath. And then when you're done, roll back onto your back. Heel toe the feet to the point where the toes curl over the edge of the mat. Let the knees windshield wiper left and right. Releasing the low back. And then begin to unfold the body for Shavasana, our final resting posture. I'll be giving a guided practice for Shavasana, so I won't be in that pose, but please continue to recline, perhaps getting a little something to cover your eyes or dimming the lights in your room so that you have a quiet atmosphere to engage in Shavasana. Take a nice full breath in and slowly let the breath out as the weight of the body comes down to the earth. Let the arms and the legs move away from the center of the body as you unfold the body on the earth. You have performed your practice perfectly. You may use any support or tools that helps you in this restorative posture. A nice full breath in, releasing it slowly as you soften throughout the entire body. Let the body be held by the earth. The earth is yours. Take up all the space you need. Lengthening through your neck, softening your face, your eyes, the jaw, unhinging the jaw and letting the tongue thicken a bit in the back of the throat. Watching the ebbing and flowing of the breath, and let each exhale begin to soften you a bit more. Letting go of tension. Letting yourself be open and receptive to the fullness of this moment. Sensing the echo of your practice in your body. Yielding the flesh of the body to gravity. Softening like a body of water. Feeling your bones resting heavily in this softening flesh, growing heavier with each exhale. Sensing the space and air all around you. You easily receive each nourishing breath. Exhaling slowly. You feel the weight of the front body relax and release. Softening into the body. Sensing the life that is here. Tingling, bubbling, vibrating. Feeling and noting the very life in your body, right here, right now. Open and receptive. Resting on the breath. I'll share a quote from Dorothy Hunt, who writes, "Peace is this moment without judgment. That is all. This moment in the heart space where everything that is welcome." Welcome yourself home to this moment of your life. Beginning to deepen the breath just a bit. Perhaps beginning to find a little movement in the body, fingers and toes, or a bit of a stretch if you'd like to lengthen out the arms or through the legs, whatever feels good to you. And when you're ready, drawing your knees into your chest, getting a little comfort from drawing the knees into the chest, and maybe even drawing some circles on the back if that feels good. And then in your time and in your way, coming to a seated posture to join me as we close our practice time together. Bringing your hands to your heart. Perhaps a little gratitude towards yourself for taking this time to care for your body and your experience. May you take this practice into your evening and into your week. Om Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends, for joining me in this yoga practice. I'm going to head back over to my computer, and I'd love to hear from you. I always appreciate your feedback. It helps guide how we develop these classes. And if you don't get a chance to give me feedback here, you know my email, so send me a message. Getting our chair set up here. Just checking in with all of you. I hope that you're listening carefully to your body and doing a good job of taking care of it. You know, sometimes we work with pain as we go through life. In fact, nobody really gets by without it, right? And when we have pain, we need to know how to work with it, be patient with it rather than fighting it. So bringing a kind attention into the body is an important way to working with pain. Listening to it, listening to the messages it brings to you. So yoga is a powerful practice that helps us really learn how to listen to the body and understand how to prevent injury and also how to work with our body when we do experience uncomfortable feelings. Okay, so I'm kind of checking in here just to see if I have any messages or questions from anybody. And I'm not seeing any questions. Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, I do have some messages. Yay! Love the messages. Thank you. Perfect way to unwind after a day of sitting. Thank you so much. That is so true. You know, our front body tends to be so contracted. And so when we get to unwind the back body and kind of practice in yoga, it really helps us a tremendous amount. Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, friends, for joining us. Thank you so much. I feel so relaxed. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Maureen. This was wonderful. We'll be part of our weekly self-care. Yay! This was so relaxing. I appreciate you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. You're filling my heart. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful night, and I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye-bye.